Welcome back to Diversity in Central Ohio. This is a program of the Community Relations Commission and Michael B. Coleman, Mayor. We're here talking about the Martin Luther King celebration that's upcoming in January. And we start off talking about the celebration in March, and now we're going to talk a little bit about two other events, the Oratorical contest and the art exhibit that will be happening as well. We have some new panelists with us, and we're very happy to introduce Oge Mora, who's a student and a former participant in the art contest, now part of the committee. We have McKenna Hensley, who is an Oratorical winner of the past few years. And
at the local and state
level. So we're very pleased to have her. And we have Matt Burkow, who's a teacher with Columbus Public. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Like all of our guests, we're going to ask you our first question, which is always, what does diversity mean to you? And Oge, I'm going to start with you. What does diversity mean to you?
I have to say diversity for me means like variety in community. Because a lot of times when people think of diversity, they're always all about individuality and stuff like that. But you only really get to know diversity when you're in a community of people. And so it's just getting out there and meeting people from all varying different backgrounds and different skills and desires and just picking from their minds. So that's what I think diversity means.
Very nice. What Dr. King referred to as the beloved community. Very nice. How about you, McKenna? What does diversity mean?
I think diversity is special. If all of us were the same, the world wouldn't function. We all have our own specialties.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt, same question. What does diversity mean to you?
I guess for me, there's no better definition of diversity than the student population in Columbus City Schools. It's about as diverse as you can get, and that's a big district. So diversity on a more focused scale, come into my classroom, and you see students from all walks of life, nationalities, ethnicities, backgrounds, experiences, colors. That to me is, simply put, diversity.
Very nice. You have a special classroom in that the student population you work with. Tell us a little bit about that.
And your title. Give us your title.
Okay.
I love the title.
Well, I share this title with a very hard-working group of teachers in our district. I'm a gifted and talented specialist in Columbus City Schools. The gifted and talented department is a very strong one. I personally thank my supervisor, Toya Robinson, and Dr. Jean Harris, superintendent, for supporting a remarkable program, one of the model GT programs in the state of Ohio. That's our little plug. But my job basically is to serve the educational needs of students who have been identified gifted, and I work at the middle school. So I work with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, 6th graders like McKenna here, at Woodward Park Middle School. And we have specialists working throughout the district with these students, exposing them to numerous things, including this event, the oration.
And you've been a successful coach, I understand, for a lot of the students in the Oratorical contest.
I have. I've coached students for oration for the past 5 or 6 years to city championships and state level championships. But the medals and the accolades are a wonderful thing, but the process of getting them there is equally important. So they are fully engaged in not just taking the weekend off as a day off. It's a special event to read up on Dr. King. There's a lot of things we don't know about his life until you read. So reading about him, researching his background, putting ideas to paper and writing about it, it all ties in with what we're doing back at school. And then the icing on the cake is then being able to present what they wrote on stage. So I've enjoyed it. They've enjoyed it at the school level. It's grown.
I want to say to our audience that the registration has already closed now for the Oratorical contest for 2012, and those students will be doing their thing on the 14th, on the Saturday of that weekend.
Yes.
So just in case they're hearing this and would like to be a part of that, we'd love to have you in the next year. But we've got students already signed up.
I would say though, if they miss the deadline and can't participate on stage this year, come to the event though. That would be excellent. It's
Yes.
open to the public. Come to the King Arts Center on that Saturday. see the event to get an idea of what it's like. It's a wonderful event. You see children from kindergarten through 12th grade from all over the city get on stage in their finest to give their orations. It's a wonderful way for the family and kids to come down and watch it, and then they know, is this something I want to do the following year? And they might be hooked once they see these students perform.
He is a coach, isn't he?
He's good. He's good.
Well,
Recruiting.
Maybe McKenna, you could, since you are a winner, and you are a winner at the city's Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Oratorical Contest, and also you were third prize winner, right? And then
Yes.
you went to the state and won first prize.
Yes, sir.
So that those young people and adults who are listening tonight, would you be willing to share a little bit of your oration so that people can see tonight how the oratorical goes?
Yes, sir. Judges, ladies and gentlemen, my name is McKenna Hensley. I'm an 11-year-old in the 6th grade, and I currently attend Arts Impact Middle School. The topic of my oration is, I believe I have a mission to fulfill. I believe that I am just as good as anybody. I believe that I am just as intelligent and sophisticated and purposeful as anyone can be. I believe I can compete with Jilin in Shanghai province in math and science. I believe, given the opportunity, I can design and build an iPad in the right working conditions. I believe in Dr. King's assertion, you have to believe in yourself, believe that you're somebody. Even if nobody else believes it, you have to believe it on the inside. I believe this is what he meant by the drum major instinct. Sometimes you have to be first in the parade. Silence in the face of evil is not an answer I believe I can live with.
Excellent. I feel like I want to clap my hands.
know.
Very good job. And what a powerful, powerful message. So what made you decide to get involved in this contest? How did you come to know this?
Actually, my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Davis.
That's right. Say her name again.
Mrs. Davis. She brought it to my attention because in the past, before that, she had seen me speak before, and she thought we did debate. I was Alexander Hamilton, and she thought I was a good speaker, and she influenced me to join.
Well, that's wonderful.
Tell us a little bit about what you learned in this process. Because clearly you did a lot of research, you did your homework.
Yes. You have to do a lot of research on Martin Luther King Jr., and you have to make sure to call him Martin Luther King Jr. And you have to speak audibly, you have to use the correct gestures, you have to have a correct tone in your voice to make it sound believable. And you have to give a little, give a little time for people to think before you say what you need to say, to let it sink in.
I think we have another coach working here.
No doubt.
Well, you're
She can
hearing
coach
from
me.
somebody who actually is doing it and what she's learning about those skills. Mr. Burkow, what else would you say that our students need to think about in terms of the oratorical contest?
Well, clearly they need to have done some reading and some research. You can't get up and speak about Dr. King and not know about Dr. King. So you have to spend time reading and finding a topic, finding a focus. Every year they give you, the commission provides a prompt or a topic. This year's topic is Remember, Celebrate, Act, a Mission Still to Fulfill. So one of the things I guide my students in doing is threading those words throughout the speech. You want to be on point. Your writing needs to be cohesive. It needs to make sense. It needs to engage the audience. All those things that good writing needs to do. Clearly, you have to be persuasive and convincing to a panel of judges, and speak with passion. Get up there and speak with passion and have fun. If you're not having fun, if you're not speaking with passion, then you probably shouldn't. You're not going to enjoy it, and it should be enjoyable. It is billed as a competition, which a lot of kids like. There's nothing wrong with that, but it should be fun and passionate.
Now, what grade are you in?
I'm in 6th grade.
So what are your career, what are your school goals? What are you trying to achieve in yourself? What do you want to be?
When I grow up,
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but yes.
A paleontologist.
A paleontologist. And what is a paleontologist? What do they do?
A paleontologist is a person who studies ancient bones and remnants of ancient creatures.
Wow, how exciting it is to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think we want to talk now about our art exhibit. And Oge, you are you are amazing, first of all. What school do you attend?
I go to Bishop Hartley High School.
Bishop Hartley High School.
Yeah.
Something you share with our director. Now, and you are a senior?
Yes.
Big time senior this year.
Yeah, I guess so.
Got big plans for yourself?
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay.
And you've served dual roles. You've participated as an artist, but you also serve on the committee now.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that leap. How did you go from one to the other?
Well, it's actually an interesting experience. I first heard about the Martin Luther King exhibition from the Explorer post called Art Post 407 near CCAD campus. I'd been a member since the sophomore year, and Mr. Tardino, who's one of the instructors over there, he came into a room, brought all the students together, and he's just like, there's this wonderful MLK exhibition, and they're opening it up to high schoolers, and you all should join into this and present a piece. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. I'd never really done a contest before. I'd always been around CCAD because I'd take a lot of classes there, but I had never actually thought of any art contest or any contest whatsoever. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I went and I figured out a piece and I submitted it and I got a prize. And then the next year, I came into Art Post one more time, and Mr. Tardino came and he grabbed me and he was just like, do you want to be on the committee for the exhibition this year? And I was like, well, of course. Why not? That sounds so fun. So I did, and I found myself on the exhibition committee.
Well, we do have a few slides from the art exhibit that we want to show while we're talking here so that our audience can see what's so powerful and impactful. We do middle school and high school students creating art as they study Dr. King. Here's a wonderful piece that's coming out of one of Dr. King's speeches. That book has Dr. King's speech in it, and the arms are breaking up, and there you can see a chains breaking. Very powerful piece that was in the exhibit. One of our high school students. Here's a great piece that has a very interesting rendition of Dr. King at a podium. Another excellent one of the pieces of art that was in last year's contest.
This is one of the winners, I believe.
This was the winner of our Best in Show, actually. This particular program, you can see that has a Dr. Seuss border, and also it has children of multiple ethnicities, different genders, and all of them happy and smiling. So it's a wonderful piece that drew people's eyes. So those are some of the art pieces that are there. Now you made a decision that you could learn something from this committee experience. What have you learned? Because you're an artist.
Yes.
And an artist, it is interesting that you went from doing just the art to being on the committee. What has that brought to you?
I think that being first a participant in the exhibition, and what I found very, really interesting and gravitating about being a committee member was that I would remember how I would always keep on talking about the idea that it's a learning experience. It's not just a contest. And it just made everything so vivid, and it made everything make sense because I was able to reflect back on my time as a participant and winner, and I realized how much I had learned. And I mean, for the piece I did, which was like a collage of civil rights accomplishments, I had never known that there was a microfilm section in the main library. I go there every Saturday, and I had never known that, but I I found out when I was making some thumbnails for the idea. And so I spent my weekends sifting through old newspapers and trying to find civil rights accomplishments and learn stories, and found out about the first elected black man to public office. And even though he didn't have a voting right, he was voted in. He was a politician. And so it was really, really, really amazing to go in and learn all that sort of stuff. So kind of entering in the committee as a member, it was really wonderful. And I was just so inspired by just the passion that all the other committee members had in making it a learning experience and trying to open the students' eyes to all the wonderful things that are theirs to have now because of Martin Luther King, and to keep his memory alive. And so we talked a lot about what ways can we help the students, what things can we do to help them present their work and get ideas for their work. And I'd seen other programs and looked at some other contests, and I was just really, really, truly amazed by how much work went into how can we make this the best experience for the contestants. And I think that regardless of any prize or anything whatsoever, that people should should present something for the exhibition, because regardless of if you get a prize or anything or what's not, it's going to be a lovely experience. Your piece is probably going to be presented, and
it'll be on exhibit.
It will be on exhibit.
Everyone gets displayed.
We'll have it on exhibit at Vets Memorial on the 16th. All the art will be there, and then we'll have it on exhibit in City Hall for the month of February at least. And we need to say that if you're an artist out there, if you're a middle schooler in Franklin County or a high schooler that likes art, it's not too late to register to be in this art exhibition. And Oge is right. Everybody's a winner. Everybody will get a certificate, and everybody will have an art piece that's been in an exhibit. So it's a portfolio beginner for a lot of artists.
You get to meet some VIPs.
You'll get to meet some adult artists in our community and people, and you'll get to meet the council people. There's a reception that we do at the end of the time. If you want to register for the art contest, it's not a contest, it's an exhibition. That is www.crc.columbus.gov is the website. And you'll see it revolving on the screen, you'll see the Martin Luther King activities. You can still register. Click on that, and you can register up until December 30th.
You can also call 645-1993 if you need any more information.
The art has to be submitted by January 10th, and then the committee and other people that are volunteering will judge that art and all of the art. We're not just talking about a few winners going on exhibit. All of these students' arts will be on exhibit in our community. And it'll be students expressing what Dr. King is saying, so it's a way of contemporizing what Dr. King's message is through our youth today. And our youth have some of the most unfettered imaginations about what that can be. I should mention our theme for this year. Celebrating the legacy is also the tagline, but this theme is Daring to Dream for the art exhibition this year. Daring to Dream. So, okay, you're going to be a part of the work that goes on here in the next few weeks as that art starts to come in, and helping us to get it organized and ready to go on exhibit.
And we are accepting volunteers. If you would like to help with that effort, we could use all sorts of people to make that a possibility.
So, what's your plan as a senior now? Are you planning to go to art school? How are you planning to do yourself?
Well, I am planning on going to art school, either majoring in illustration or animation. So I'm looking at a variety of different schools, but most recently the Rhode Island School of Design.
Interesting. So what kind of art would you say you do?
I usually do a lot of illustration style work, and I mean most of my background is in the fine arts with painting and charcoal and all that sort of stuff and figure drawing. But I don't know. On weekends, sometimes I like to go to Franklin Park and sketch and paint. I think I saw you once on one weekend.
See me walking my dog. Yes, I do that quite
Just
often.
like, hi. Yeah, so who knows? I just love to draw. So whatever I draw, doesn't matter as long as I'm drawing.
So let's just now go back to, I want to go back to the oratorical contest. The oratorical contest will be on a Saturday morning, January 14th.
Correct.
And it'll be at the Martin Luther King Center.
Correct.
We want to say to our audience that even if you're not only the students that are interested in seeing oratorical, but anybody in the community is welcome to come to the Martin Luther King Center on Mount Vernon, and at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday the 14th, and the contest will be going on until about noon or a little into the afternoon.
It's a long day. People can come in and out.
10 to 4.
But I believe it's
10 to 4.
10 o'clock.
Okay,
So I don't think they don't have to get up as that early as 8, but it is a good part of the day, and they encourage people to come and watch.
So come for the oratorical contest to hear wonderful expressions like we heard today from McKenna at every age level.
Correct.
All the age levels would be represented. Each level will have its own.
They have a
competing
block,
only with people their own age.
They have a block
and
of
level.
time, kindergarten through seniors in high school, and they have different divisions. So there's a kindergarten division and a primary division, a grade school, a second.
It's primary,
junior.
kindergarten through second,
She can answer better than I can.
primary, kindergarten through second, intermediate, third through fifth, junior, 6th through 8th, and senior, 9th through 12th.
Now, are you competing this year
Yes.
in the contest again?
Yes, I'm a junior this year.
You're a junior this year.
Yes.
And do you have students that you're coaching this year for the contest?
I have 10 students going
10 students, all from Columbus.
from Woodward Park Middle School. It's a Columbus City school.
Okay. Now, are you affiliated with one school, or do you and your department work with multiple schools? How do you do that?
Me personally, I'm assigned to one school. I'm at Woodward Park Middle School, but
Okay.
other specialists, there are specialists that go to one school, and then some serve multiple schools. But every middle school is served in some way, and the junior division, like McKenna said, is 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So they only compete against other students in their grade, so that she doesn't go up against the high school kids or the little ones. And then I believe the top 3, the students that place in the top 3 in each division are then invited back in April to the state competition, where kids from all over the state come to Columbus, right back to the King Arts Center. We host the state level competition as well, and then the top place finishers in their respective cities come back to Columbus for the states.
Now, when this contest is completed, when will you start working with the next group of students to think about next year?
Well, they're always I try to groom. I try to encourage them to always think about it. And usually these are the type of students who are always thinking about Dr. King and his legacy. I don't think they don't just turn it on and off like a switch. So these are the kind of highly engaged and energetic students that are always thinking of those things. But really, once we get the prompt, once we get the topic early in the fall, the process starts, and they change the topic every year. But I usually have kids coming to me saying, I really want to do that. You know, they hear about how we do, and they hear about other friends and other classmates that they know from other schools and how they've done. And they usually get the ball started before me.
Wow. Well, since McKenna said that a teacher was significant in her starting in this contest, it seems to me that may be an important way for a student if they're wondering, how do I get more involved in something like this? Yes. What your teacher that got you started, what was she a teacher of?
I'm actually a gifted and talented student.
Yes.
And I was in the Eclipse class.
Yes.
A class of all gifted students.
Yes.
Miss Davis was a gifted specialist.
Okay, so do each of the schools have gifted and talented people assigned to the different schools?
It really varies. I know McKenna also has a strong support system at home.
Yes.
And so parents, sometimes you get parents who get the information about the contest and expose their child to it. At the school level, as soon as a teacher gets information about it, they can initiate it right there in their own classroom if they want to, whether they're a gifted specialist or not. As soon as they get their hands on that information, the contest date, here's the topic, here are the rules and regulations on how to write the oration, it's open to anyone. And I know I've exposed it at the school where I'm assigned. I've exposed it to the students throughout the building and the teachers throughout the building to use. Whether they do or not is completely up to them in their classroom, and it's completely up to the child. But I usually have a core group of kids who really want to do it, and I end up coaching them.
Thank you. Our time has run out. If you need more information, call 645-1993. Thank you for joining us.